because it's showtime. Yes.
Waiting for the stream to pop up.
It should be good. I had to restart my computer. My power went out last night for some reason. Don't know why that happened.
Yep, sounds good on my end.
Awesome. Well, here we go. It is time for an episode, everybody. In 3, 2, 1. Greetings, programs, and it's time for another episode of the Nerd Cave Retro Show. My name is Jason Robbins.
And my name is Derek Diamond.
And this episode is brought to you by our newest super Patreon producer, Nick W. So shout out to Nick W. for being our super Patreon producer. And if you want to be a super Patreon producer and get your name shouted out at the beginning of the episode and get a few other nice perks as well, head on over to patreon.com/nerdcaveretro.
It's almost like we have a sponsor ad at the beginning. This episode of Nerd Cave Retro is brought to you by Nick W.
I know. I thought about doing that. If we get enough of them, I'll just do that and tag it on to the beginning of the episode every week. Put some nice music behind it. Be awesome.
That'd be great. But yeah, obviously, a huge shout out to Nick W. for being our first Patreon super producer. So he even brought up a suggestion for me to do a review/revisit, which I'm going to be doing next week. Conker's Bad Fur Day, the classic rare game from the N64.
I am having a Mandela effect or something because I would have bet my life you reviewed that already.
No, I have, but it was like shortly into the show's run, so I know I can do a much better review than
yeah, because I looked it up and it didn't pop up for me when I typed in Conkers. I don't know if I was spelling it wrong or what. I don't know what episode it is.
I'll look it up real quick. But yeah, I definitely did it because it was, I want to say it was like within a year into when we were doing the show.
Really?
Let's see. Yep. Volume 40 dropped June 12th, 2017.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, it's been long enough. You could definitely do a re-review of it.
Almost 10 years since I reviewed it.
That's insane, man.
Oh, but listen to this. So in the synopsis, it says, we discuss our time on the set of Survey.
Oh. Wow. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was. It very much was. So now looking forward to doing that next week.
But yeah, I haven't really done too much gaming other than the Rebel Assault. My time playing that this week. I did play a little more Balatro, and I wish I would have taken a screenshot of it because I for those of you that play Balatro, I did this weird thing where if you skip a blind, you get to like do all these different things. Well, anyway, I ended up with like 8 jokers on my screen. Usually you only get 5, but I had like a +1 joker slot and another +1 joker slot. I ended up with like 8 jokers. So I was getting the most, it was like I was gaining so many points that it was breaking the game. Like it couldn't even compute how many points I was getting.
Yeah, I still need to play Balatro, but that does sound really impressive, actually.
It's so good. I'm telling you, Derek, if you get in it, you're going to get stuck like me, and you're going to just sit on the couch with your Switch and just play Balatro all night. That's what my Switch has become. It's the Balatro machine.
You should print out the Balatro logo and just put it above your Switch, so it'll be like a slot machine.
As a matter of, at this point, the Balatro people just need to like send me a T-shirt or something. Like I talk about it almost every single week for like the last year. So whoever does Balatro, just send me a shirt or some stickers or something if you're listening.
And it's the least they could do.
Yeah, of course. So what'd you get into this weekend?
So do you remember it was a couple of years ago. We reviewed a like a side-scrolling action game called Agalos. It was made in the style of like Zelda 2.
Yes, I remember.
So
I
I
think I
never
remember we both loved it, but I don't think either of us finished it.
I did that over the weekend.
Ooh.
I played through so I had made it to the final boss, but somehow my save file got corrupted and it was just gone.
Oh, that sucks.
So I had to go through the whole game again, but it's been a while since I played it, so it was almost like a new experience.
Yeah.
But beat that, did a little bit of Star Fox 64 and a little bit of Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, I mean, I might have to go back and play Agalos again because, like you said, it's been so long that if I go back and play it now, it'll be like a brand new game all over again.
It was really fun, and apparently there's a sequel to it that I didn't know existed. So
We might have to
May-
review that because the first game was great.
oh, I love it. It's the game looks great. I think we said it in the episode, but it's what Zelda 2 should have been.
Yeah, of course. Like, there's a lot of things that Zelda 2 should have been.
A good game being one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Oh, and Nick's actually in the chat room right now, and he said I should play Vampire Crawlers. And actually, he sent me a game trailer for it, a gameplay video on Discord. And dude, it looks awesome. I don't even know how to describe it. Just I need to play it, and I might be something I can even review for the show.
yeah, no, that sounds great.
So I'm probably going to buy that. Nick, is it available? Do you know for the Switch, or is it just Xbox? I believe it's just the Xbox.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's just for the Xbox. Let me bring this up real quick. Oh, nope, don't need to play that.
Let's see.
Does
It is on
say?
Steam.
Okay, it is on Steam. He says it's everything.
Looks like
so.
it's Steam.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
Yeah, it's a very retro looking game, so I think it'll be proper to review here on the show. So that might be something coming up soon.
I love the cover art for this game.
Oh
it
yeah,
looks
it looks
great.
awesome.
Oh, I love that. That's like classic horror movie.
Yeah, it's right
Love
up
it.
my alley. He knows what kind of aesthetic I like. So it's like that Castlevania vibe. So I'm all in.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be a perfect game to review.
But yeah, that's about all I've done this weekend. I think that's about it. I did want to tell everybody, I'm kind of in the market to maybe sell. Well, I am going to be selling my NES collection because kind of times are tough right now, in a bit of a financial bind. So I was thinking of selling my entire NES collection as a lot for $2,000. And I do have a itemized list, price charting list. So if anybody is interested, please hit me up on the Discord or on Threads or wherever. Or if you're interested in checking it out, I can show you everything I got. But I love having the collection. But at the same time, I don't really play too much of the original hardware stuff anymore. It's mostly playing ROMs at this point and emulators. So what's really the point in keeping all that stuff when all it's really doing is gathering dust?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's economically, we don't really live in the best time at the moment.
You can say that again.
Yeah. So no, I know it sucks on one hand, but I totally understand it.
But yeah, if anybody out there, if you're interested, just hit me up and I'll send you pictures, send you an itemized list of everything I got. And I hate to let it go, but like I said, it's just kind of taking up space at this point. So why keep stuff if I can make a little money off of it? It's what you have it for times like this when you need a little extra cash and you got stuff that's actually worth something.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
But that's going to bring us to the end of this little beginning section here. We got some news to get to. You ready to jump into it?
Yes.
Here we go. All of this week's stories were provided to us by our good friends Armez Jackson and I Am the Rampage. And if you have a news story you'd like us to cover, send them to nerdcaveretro@gmail.com. And the first story here is from, let me get all this off my screen here. From Kotaku.com. Nintendo announced a surprise remake of Star Fox 64 for Switch 2, and it looks fine. Star Fox is Nintendo's next exclusive for the Switch 2, and it's a remake of Star Fox 64 on the original Nintendo 64. They revealed the game in a surprise Star Fox Direct, which shadow dropped without any warning last Wednesday. The game's existence uncharacteristically leaked ahead of time last month. It appears to retread the levels of the original, but with new graphics and additional cutscenes, including mission briefings that weren't in the N64 version. So did you watch the Direct, Derek? And what did you think of the new Star Fox 64 or Star Fox remake?
So it was very uncharacteristic of Nintendo. Like, I was just randomly scrolling social media, and then I see a post from Nintendo of America, and it says, "This is Miyamoto. Stay tuned for Star Fox Direct, which starts at like X amount of time." And it was in like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
From when I thought, I'm like, oh, okay.
That's fast.
I'm all for that. Yeah, absolutely. I know a lot of people are upset or annoyed that they are once again remaking Star Fox 64. But I look at it this way. Would I rather them do an original game? Sure. But Star Fox has been kind of dormant for a long time. So I think remaking what is the best game in the franchise is a good way to introduce new fans to Star Fox. I'm not a... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to I was just going to agree with you that it's a good way to bring in people that have never played it before. I do know it's going to be like, I think 50 when it drops. Do you think that's a good price for the game that it is? Because it looks great to me. It looks awesome.
I think so, because for those that haven't watched the Direct, they are adding quite a bit to what is, a good Star Fox game. It is the best Star Fox game, but they're adding like cinematic cutscenes. They're doing a full prologue of when James McCloud is betrayed by Pigma Dengar, going to Venom. Like a decade before Star Fox makes its run to Venom. So that'll be really cool. I doubt this will happen, but it'd be cool if you actually can play part of it. But even if it's just a cinematic, I'm okay with that. A lot of people don't like the look of the game, and I will admit, like, it looks great as far as the environments and everything. The characters are a little jarring. I would have gone more of like an animated kind of route, but
yeah,
it's not going to deter me from not getting it. Because I said this in the Discord, since this was confirmed to be true, I think within the next month or two, we will get the Ocarina of Time remake announcement official.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to get a Switch too.
Yeah. So what did you think about the game chat avatar that you can use for when you're playing multiplayer? Well, I guess it's multiplayer, or how exactly does that work?
I want to say it's multiplayer. I don't remember all that much about it. I think it's kind of cool and a little creepy at the same time, because who, Lord knows what kind of conversations are going to be had in chat rooms.
Yeah.
Even though it'd be fun to do like once or twice just for the heck of it. But I play Star Fox for the campaign. But having the multiplayer option is really cool. I think, and it drops June 25th. So just over a month from now. and yet it'll be $50 digital and $60 for the physical version. I think, yeah, it might be a little pricey, but with the additions that they're adding, I would still pay it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to get this day one because I'm not really in a financial position to buy a Switch 2 plus a game. But once the Ocarina of Time announcement is official and that comes out, then I will get a Switch 2 and I'll get Zelda and Star Fox for sure. But I'm excited though. I'm glad that Star Fox is back. We'll see what happens, but please, Nintendo, if you ever take any advice from me, let this be the last time you remake this game.
Yeah. That's what Nick in the chat room said. This is what, like the 4th remake of this game, Star Fox 64.
Yeah, so they're all kind of reboots of the original.
Yeah.
Because Star Fox 64 I count as a reboot of the original Star Fox. And then you have the 3DS version. You have Star Fox Zero isn't a straight up remake, it's more like a reimagining. And then this is the remake. So yeah, it's like the 3rd or 4th version. But please do something different with the next one.
You know they won't.
No, it'll probably lay dormant for about a decade, and then we'll get Star Fox 64.5. Something like that. But I hope I'm wrong. Let's see. Our next story comes to us from mynintendonews.com. Nintendo has apologized. Mark the date of when this is said. Nintendo has apologized to customers for Switch 2 price increase. It seemed inevitable that Nintendo would raise the price of the Switch 2 as Sony and Microsoft have both done the same due to the component shortages and changing markets. However, the company has apologized to customers and other stakeholders for doing this. Thankfully, the price increase isn't too big, but it is still a blow that the price had to be increased while the console is gaining significant traction. Nintendo says, "We sincerely apologize for the impact these price revisions may have on our customers and other stakeholders, and we deeply appreciate your understanding."
Is this the first time Nintendo has ever apologized to their consumer base?
I feel like it is, and it's really something that's like out of their control. Like because of the market, and like the article said, because of component shortages.
Yeah.
You kind of have to. I mean, at the end of the day, Nintendo is a business, and they have to make money the best way that they can. There's many other things that I think Nintendo should apologize for, but they're obviously not going to do that.
It's
honestly,
crazy. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that I'll still say it's good on Nintendo for acknowledging it and then being like, yeah, this sucks, and we're sorry.
Yeah, it's crazy that you look at PlayStation and Microsoft, especially Sony, raising the price of the PS5, because normally this is about the time that you could start getting the console, the current gen console, for $100 less, $50, $100 less than what it normally is, because there's going to be a new console coming out, within the next year or two. So what is that going to look like with all these component shortages and all the AI using up all the graphics or the RAM and everything? Like, what are these new consoles? I mean, I personally think Sony, Microsoft should just not even worry about making new consoles for the time being until all this gets sorted out. Because if they try to put out consoles that are above $1,000, nobody's going to buy them. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, that would be the smart thing to do. Whether they do that or not is up in the air, but yeah, I even thought the Switch 2 dropping when it did was a bad idea.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the uncertainty with tariffs, with just everything being out of control price-wise. I mean, we've been proven wrong as far as that goes, but
yeah,
there's no sign of it slowing down for the time being. So yeah, I don't. I'm with you. I think a new console by Sony and or Microsoft is not a good idea right now.
Yeah. The next story is from NintendoLife.com. Price controversy did nothing to stifle Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green on Switch. When Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green were announced for the Switch, it's safe to say that some folks weren't pleased about the accompanying $19.99 price tag. After all, it's a pretty bare bones port that clocks in at a whopping 33.4 megabytes in storage. That's it. We haven't had games that small since like the Nintendo. It seems, however, you can't put a price on nostalgia. Nintendo confirmed they have now sold over 4 million copies globally within the first 6 weeks after launch. This means the re-releases have now sold roughly a third of the 12 million shifted by the original GBA games. Meanwhile, Pokemon Pocopia has also sold over 4 million copies on Switch 2, but it's done this in a slightly shorter space of time, 5 weeks.
Just like you can't stop the Taylor Swift fans from buying her latest album, you can't stop Pokemon fans from buying Pokemon stuff.
Yeah.
I have not gotten a copy of either of these yet. I've been meaning to. Yeah, $20 is steep, especially for something there's no like new features or anything like that. But this is like classic business practice. As long as people will buy the product for the price that it is, businesses aren't going to change it.
Yep.
So, but I mean, it's still good on them because people still to this day are obsessed with Pokemon. And I love the Fire Red and Leaf Green games. I just don't really have the time right now to, because this is one of those games you got to get immersed into it, or at least I do.
Yeah.
And that's why I haven't bought a copy yet. But it's kind of crazy, though. I'm not going to lie.
So have you
next
any interest in playing the Pokemon Pocopia?
Not really. I don't know all that much about it other than it exists. My thing with Pokemon is that I fell out of it after the second generation of the games, Gold and Silver. So I don't know much else after that. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do some more research on it, and maybe eventually I will. But
it kind of looks a little bit like Animal Crossing with Pokemon.
I still say that what Nintendo should have done is remake the original games, Red and Blue, as 3D open world games. If that would have happened, like that would have sold a ton of copies.
Yeah.
Including from me, because I think that would just be incredible. Next up from mynintendonews.com, speaking of the Switch, Switch has now sold 155.92 million units. Nintendo has reported during its financial results that the Switch console has now sold over 155.92 million units, which is quite an achievement. That means that Nintendo Switch is just short of 5 million sales to beat Sony's PlayStation 2 console, which is currently the best-selling console of all time.
Unless Sony finds another 5 million sitting behind the couch cushion that they can pull out to stay ahead.
That would be kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. Just like, oh, actually, we miscounted.
Yeah.
Add another 5 million to the total. I mean, I remember us saying almost when the show started, because that was when the Switch news was really kind of picking up steam. We both said that was quite possibly Nintendo's last opportunity to have a console, because the Wii U was such a disaster. But they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
I mean, the Switch is the little engine that could.
Nintendo's kind of like James Cameron. Never count him out. Every time, everybody's just like, he's not going to do it this time. Nobody's going to go see Avatar 2 or 3, but then it ends up doing like $3 billion. And it's like, never count out James Cameron. So he's kind of like the Nintendo of movies. And, Nintendo's the same way. Like, everybody's like, they're not going to do it. It's going to suck. I remember when before the Switch came out, all the podcasters and everything, all the talking heads on YouTube were like, this thing's going to fail. It's going to be stupid. Nobody's going to want it. And here we are 9 years later, and this thing's at almost 160 million units sold. So eat that, guys, all you naysayers out there.
A lot of those people they're just running their mouths for the sake of it.
How's that crow taste?
Let's see. This next one is you, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, last one, I think. From NintendoLife.com, Nintendo legend Takashi Tezuka is retiring from his role in June. Nintendo has announced that legendary developer Takashi Tezuka will be retiring from his role as executive officer. Tezuka-san is one of the most significant figures in Nintendo history, having served as a designer on the original Super Mario Bros., director on Super Mario Bros. 3, Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, and Super Mario World, and producer on countless iconic titles since. His final credited work at the time of writing is Super Mario Bros. Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Meetup in Balabel Park. His retirement will be effective from June 26th, 2026, and it's also been confirmed that Takuya Yoshimura, Katsuhiro Umiyama, and Kiko Akashi will also retire from their roles. Meanwhile, subject to shareholder approval, Senior Director of the Auditing Department, Yutaka Takanega, has been selected as a director candidate alongside Chikasaka, who has been selected as an outside director. So I guess they got some major switch-ups going up in the middle of Nintendo right now with all these retirements going on. It's kind of sad that like all these guys are starting to retire now that like shaped our childhoods.
And you mentioned some of his main accolades. The designer on the original Super Mario Brothers, a director on a couple of fairly known games called Super Mario Brothers 3, Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, and Super Mario World. The resume don't get much better than that.
Yeah.
So I'd definitely say he has earned his retirement, but we've touched on this too, with celebrities like musicians or actors that we grew up watching and now they're getting older and they pass on or they just retire. It sucks in a way, but
yeah,
that his work will live forever because I think those games will still be talked about long after we're gone. So
legacy. The legacy of those games is going to live on far after him, us, all of us alive right now. Those games are going to be played and studied 100 years from now.
So yeah, definitely thank you, Tezuka-san, for your work. And my childhood would have been much worse than it was if I did not have those games in it.
Enjoy your retirement, sir.
Yes.
But that's going to do it for the news. Excuse me. I got a little hitch in my throat. Now it's time for This Month in Video Game History. In May of 1985, Konami releases Gradius in Japan, called Nemesis elsewhere. It's still called Gradius here in America. I don't know what they talking about, Nemesis.
Yeah, I don't know. Gradius is such a cooler name.
Yeah,
than Nemesis. Like Nemesis is good, but it's a little too played out.
I must have done pretty good with the Japanese names. I'm getting Mortiz in the chat said I'm hired to pronounce all Japanese names. Very good, better than he could do.
No, you did fantastic with those. Let's see. Next up, 1995, May 11th through the 13th, first annual Electronic Entertainment Expo, aka E3, is held in Los Angeles, California.
31 years ago. I just missed the days of like E3 and like all that kind of stuff. It just, I don't know, I mean, like
The directs.
yeah, the directs and stuff like that are cool and all, but I don't know. It's kind of like there's something special about waiting all year for all the news to come out of E3, you know?
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like I would love E3 to still be around. It's just the time in the world we live in where everyone has instantaneous access to news.
Yeah.
So something I loved doing as a kid around the time of E3 is I would be at school wondering like what were the announcements going to be? Like what's Nintendo going to do? What's Sony going to do?
Yeah.
And then I would rush home and the first thing I'd do is get on a computer and go to IGN and read like what had happened in that day.
Yeah.
It was so fun. I loved E3.
Let's see. On May 22nd of 2000, Rare releases Perfect Dark for the Nintendo 64 in North America. Didn't you review Perfect Dark at some point?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I may have been within the first couple of years of us doing the show, but yeah, Perfect Dark is, and GoldenEye gets a lot of credit and rightfully so, but Perfect Dark is also a very good first-person shooter for the N64. And I know they did a prequel once Rare was bought by Microsoft called Perfect Dark Zero. I never played it, but this is one of those properties that I think would be cool for a revival.
Yeah.
Because you have a strong female lead. You've got kind of that James Bond type of espionage feel to it.
Yeah.
But it's also a little different than James Bond. So I would love to see, this franchise kind of get resurrected.
You never know, it might.
And maybe so. And finally, May 5th, 2005, LucasArts releases Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith for the PS2, Xbox, and Game Boy Advance, which I reviewed around a year ago.
Yeah.
This time, which is kind of crazy.
I think I played this for the original Xbox.
Isn't it crazy that this came out like a couple of weeks before the movie?
Yeah.
And they had things from the actual movie. I'm like, if that happened today, like somebody would be waking up next to a horse head.
Yeah, it's like when Episode 1 came out and the soundtrack came out like 3 weeks beforehand, and one of the song titles was like Death of Qui-Gon. I'm like, oh, come on, man. Really?
Yeah, and then for the sequels, they didn't even put the tracks on the on the casing. Like somebody learned their lesson.
Yeah. Also on this day in video game history, can't forget this one, Derek. Can't forget Leroy Jenkins happened on this day in video game history.
Yep, 21 years ago today is when the infamous Leroy Jenkins clip was put online. If you've never seen it, go watch it now. It is an iconic piece of video game lore.
Yeah.
And I can imagine, like, if I were on that team, I would be livid. Like I'd toss my headphones, I'd toss my controller, whatever I would be using.
Blizzard actually put an achievement in Warcraft, the Leroy Jenkins achievement. It was like, so you had to kill like 100 whelps or something like that within like within 30 seconds or something, some weird thing you had to do, but you could actually get the Leroy Jenkins achievement in World of Warcraft.
I love that. I remember years later, he was actually at some kind of video game convention. He was on stage. I don't know if he was doing a panel or if he was just introducing something, But at the end, he actually did the Leroy. I'm like, okay, props to you for owning it.
That's awesome.
That's so good. I love it.
But that's going to bring us to the end of this month in video game history. And Derek, do you want to do our Patreon shout outs before we go into the review for tonight?
As always, we like to shout out our awesome patrons over at patreon.com/nerdcaveretro. Shout out to, of course, our super producer, Nick W., Jam the Ottoman, a.k.a. Sirum11590, Zachary Herring, Eek7674, Omnislick, Alex the Alley Cat, Justin Nispel, Riley, the official NCR fact checker, Mr. Wally Phelps, Eldit the Zombie, Yup Fed, a.k.a. Knife, Raven, Daniel Salmon, a.k.a. Bethany Fox, our amazing Discord community manager, Mr. B-Res Coffee himself, Mike Eveland, Axblade07. You know him as Carlos Longoria, but we here at the Nerd Cave Retro Show know him as I Am the Rampage! Staff Sergeant Sketch, Gus and Penny, Matthew Salmon, and now we introduce a man who is known not only in the gaming community, but is known all around the world. He's known in the Pacific Northwest as Joey Sasquatch. Known in the financial district of Wall Street as Richard. He's also known in the exotic dance world as Yvonne. Known in the fighting city of Philadelphia as Marco Sandwich. Known on the West Coast as Ellis. He is the American Salad. Enos the golf instructor. A man who knows his potato. The dream chaser. He is a violinist. He is a pianist. And overall enjoyer of music. Accompanied by his manager, Sir Marcus Fontavious Alabama Chicken. The undisputed Nerd Cave Retro heavyweight champion of the world, Joey Image. Golf clap. And last but not least,
Mama Diamond.
Donna Diamond, and happy belated Mother's Day to Mama Diamond. And if you want to be a part of our Patreon community, you get some really cool perks. For as little as $1 a month, you get your own custom RSS feed with zero ads. If you want to hear just uninterrupted conversations like this, it just costs you $1 a month. And you get early access to our bonus episodes, which include commentary tracks for animated shows, full-length movies. We've also done roundtable discussions. We've done a Dungeons and Dragons campaign in the past, which word through the grapevine is we might be revisiting that.
Yeah.
Within the next few weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to be a part of our awesome Patreon community, just head over to patreon.com/nerdcaveretro. And for new patrons, send us your social media info so we can give you a proper shout out.
And tonight, I'm just going to be playing this one little intro thing because I'm not playing Star Wars music here because I don't want to get murdered by Mickey Mouse. So here you go. That's nostalgic right there.
Yes.
Oh man, that brings back memories. Just listening to that brings back memories. But Star Wars Rebel Assault is a 1993 rail shooter video game developed and published by LucasArts for DOS, Macintosh, Sega CD, and the 3DO. Set in the Star Wars universe, it is the first CD-ROM only game to be published by LucasArts. The story focuses on a young pilot called Rookie One as they are trained by and subsequently fights for the Rebel Alliance in the Galactic Civil War. And I have so much nostalgia for this game that I think it might be giving me some rose-colored glasses for this game because I played this game all the time. I could play it from beginning to end. one of the few games at the time I could actually finish in one sitting. I had all the what do you call them? Not cheat codes, but all the passwords written down in my little booklet, so I could just go to any stage I wanted to at any time. But did you actually get to look at it? Did you ever play this game?
I did not play it growing up, but I did watch some gameplay of it, and I also played a little bit of it on playclassic.games. Not a ton, but enough to kind of get a feel for what the game was like.
Yeah, I did. Like I talked about, I think last week. This is one of the first games I ever played when I got my first real PC back in it was '93 when I got a PC. I was in 10th grade, and we got a Hewlett Packard, or no, a Packard Bell, and it was got it from Office Depot. And I remember we got it, and you could get like 4 or 5 games. I don't remember exactly how many games it was came with it when you bought it. You could just pick whatever games you want. I remember I got this. I got Seventh Guest, and a couple other games that I had gotten with it. Flashback I got with it, and I had this purple flight stick that I used to play. I think it was a Logitech, if I'm not mistaken. But I used to play this game with a flight stick all the time back in the day, and I just so many memories of just sitting in my living room, playing this game with like the TV on to the left of me, with like MTV playing, and like Smashing Pumpkins playing on the TV or whatever, watching 120 Minutes or Alternative Nation or Headbangers Ball or whatever, playing this game at the same time, listening to the sound blaster sound of this game just blaring out of the speakers of the computer. And like I said, it might be giving me rose-colored glasses, but I still kind of like this game. But I played this on PlayClassic.games, and I don't know if it has an option to play with flight stick, but I don't have a flight stick, so I had to try and play it with a mouse. And let me tell you, this game is not easy to play with a mouse at all. It is not the preferred way to play this game with a mouse.
Yeah, I kind of picked up on that too. And I love PlayClassic.games because there are so many games that you can play on it. But you can't really play them in the way that they're meant to. So that's a little bit of a detriment. But just even having the option is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And one thing I noticed too, that, and this may be a little, stickler to detail thing, but what I really liked about the opening of this game is that it actually used like digitized footage from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like with X-Wing, you just had the opening crawl, and you had like some still shots with the mouths moving, but that wasn't from like a particular movie. It wasn't like straight up footage.
Yeah, and it's weird when you go back and watch this game. And I noticed that at the time too. I remember it when they had the in between they would just have the still shots, but like you said, their mouths would move. But sometimes it would be an actual shot like from the movie, but they would put somebody else's face over it. So it had what was it from Empire Strikes Back? It was Admiral Piet, I think, that was on the Executor, and you see like that scene where he's talking to Vader when Vader's inside of his his Vader box or whatever it's called. Yeah, the thing on Executor, and it switches to his face, and you think it's going to look like Admiral Piet, but it's not him. It's like a complete different face altogether, and he's like talking, but the only thing that's moving is like his eyebrows and his mouth, and it's so like almost it makes you weirded out to see it.
Do you remember Big Mouth Billy Bass?
Yeah.
That's what the characters talking reminds me of.
But yeah, like some of the cut scenes are like you said, they're straight out of the movie. Like they show at the beginning when they're telling you about what's coming up in the game, telling about the Rebel Alliance and all this stuff, and they'll show like video of Vader and like all like R2D2, C3PO. And like, this is awesome because this was 1993. I was like, man, that's so cool. Like we're pretty soon we're gonna be playing movies in video games, and like this was the closest we could get to it at the time. And it's like this game, it's not a flight simulator by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, this is just a rail shooter. You are on rails the whole time, so as long as you can get your mouse around, you can play this game. But it's so much more fun with a flight stick because you got your scenes where you're trying to take on like a Star Destroyer, and you're fighting TIE fighters, and then they do have one section of the game on Hoth where it turns into like a third person shooter. It's so garbage just to go back and try to experience that now. But at the time, it was, it wasn't that bad. But man, that section of the game is just like, ugh, that can go.
Yeah, and in the gameplay that I watched, and what little I did on PlayClassic.games, it's kind of jarring at first because of how far we've come when it comes to graphics. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it kind of adds a nice little bit of nostalgia to it, because back then we were like, this is the greatest thing ever. Graphics will never look better than what they do now.
Yeah, and I wrote on here that it is available on Rebel. Oh, I'm sorry. What were you saying? I didn't mean to.
I was just going to say it adds to the nostalgia.
Oh, absolutely. But they do have Rebel Assault 1 and 2 is available on Steam for $9.99, and it runs in DOSBox with added support for controllers, mouse, and Steam Deck. So if you have a Steam Deck, go check it out. It's $9.99. And I was looking at some of the gameplay for Rebel Assault 2 because I've never played Rebel Assault 2. And man, that game is light years beyond what Rebel Assault was. So I would say go try it out. It's fun to go back and just experience Rebel Assault because of what it was for the time. And it's still kind of fun to play, just to kind of go through and experience what that was like. But Rebel Assault 2 just looks like it's so much of a better, more modernized version of a flight simulator type game.
Yeah, $9.99 for both the games. Like, that's not a bad deal at all. And Steam is pretty underrated when it comes to their deals.
Yeah.
So I think that's worth it, even if you don't play Rebel Assault 1 as much as 2. It's still worth it to give it a shot. Now, I haven't looked at anything from Rebel Assault 2, so I'll have to do that. But I'm not surprised that it's immensely better.
Yeah,
because there was a big jump in graphics quality around that time. But
I think I might save Rebel Assault 2 for next May for the 50th of Star Wars and review that next May.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be cool if we could get like a watch party. Like I definitely think that at least me, you, and Wally should meet up and go see the original cut of Star Wars.
I'm so ready for that.
Yeah, I'm so glad they're doing it because it is way overdue.
Oh yeah. I mean, I still have the original cut of Star Wars. I even have Star Wars when it was my grandpa taped it off of HBO when I was a kid. I still have that VHS tape. So I have the original HBO broadcast of Star Wars from like 1983 or something like that.
Yeah, I have they're not the original box set that I had, but my uncle used to have the original trilogy in a black box set that I think it had Darth Vader's face on it.
Yeah.
Where it had like little behind the scenes featurettes that they would play before the movie.
Oh yeah.
I found it at a not a thrift store, but like a retro store a few years ago, and it was like $2 for the whole box. And I'm like, it was a no-brainer. So
yeah.
I have that and the special editions on VHS still. But yeah, it's way overdue for that to happen. I know Uncle George liked his tweaks that he made, and most of them weren't really necessary, but
Yeah.
I get it.
I mean, I don't mind the changes that he made. I just wish he would have kept the changes and have the original theatrical cut just for people that had that cut growing up. I just don't see why he why he went with the reissues and was like, man, this is the only one that counts. You can't have the old one anymore. I'm gonna give me a turtleneck sweater.
That was a good George Lucas impression. I like that.
Yeah.
Good old Uncle George.
Uncle George.
No, I was reading the chat, and Armis Jackson says that he still needs to play Conkers.
Yeah.
He does. Everybody should play Conkers Bad Fur Day.
And Chuck also said in the chat room, I enjoyed Star Wars Squadrons on Steam. I know it gets a lot of hate. I talked about it last week for a little bit. I had it on PS4, still have it. I enjoyed it, but it's really hard. Like could not get used to the controls of that game, and I know it's probably way better in VR, but just I never got around to getting. I've heard it's really good in VR. I just never got around to getting the PS VR to be able to play it. Like that would have been the one game I would have bought the PS VR to play specifically.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'd be interested in checking it out, even though it's difficult. I'd still probably enjoy it because I enjoy all Star Wars games to an extent because I just love being in the Star Wars universe.
Me too. Yeah.
Now that may sound a little fanboyish, but my opinion.
Ready for some more KOTOR? That's what I'm ready for.
That's up there with like Half-Life 3 as far as likely those games come out.
We'll get KOTOR 3 when that comes out too.
You know what would be great is if we get KOTOR 3 before GTA 6.
It might happen. GTA 6 gets pushed back again and again.
If that ever happened, if I'm Rockstar, I'd be like, you know what? We're just not going to finish the game.
I'll be dead before Half-Life 3 comes out.
I'll be in an iron lung at some assisted living facility.
I'll be since I'm older than you, I'll have dementia and be like, can't even feed myself. And I'm just like, I heard Half-Life 3's coming out. Please keep me alive a little longer.
Someone walk in with your food. You'll be like Thanos in Endgame. I don't even know who you are.
It's Half-Life 3, sir. Oh yeah, I forgot. Gotta bring it in.
All right.
But back to Star Wars Rebel Assault. I don't really have much more to say about it. It's kind of like the story of the game is almost like an alternate timeline of A New Hope, and because everything's out of order. Not only do you're part of a squadron that blows up the Death Star, but you also blow up the Death Star after the Battle of Hoth. So it's like everything's out of order, and it's not even like you're not Luke Skywalker. You're Rookie One, and you blew up the Death Star. So it's just kind of like, okay, whatever. It's just fun. Just go play it for yourself and just have it. It's not something you're going to want to play over and over again, but it'd be fun to go get it on Steam and just play it through one time. Put it on easy and just play it through one good time.
There's nothing wrong with that. You know, like some games you just want to experience it to see what it's like.
And Chuck says Gabe Newell needs another decade or two before we get Half-Life 3. No, what he needs is he needs like 2 or 3 more yachts before he gets around to doing Half-Life 3.
Or at least one super mega yacht.
Yeah. He'll call that one Half-Life 3. Like in the Half-Life 3 next week, and it's just a big super yacht.
That would be like the ultimate troll job. The meltdown. I kind of want that to happen just because the meltdown on social media would be incredible.
I would love to see that. I would love it just for the troll. I would respect them for the troll. But as far as a number grade, I mean, it's just gonna get a 7. It's not a perfect game. It's not a 10. It's not terrible, but it's a huge nostalgia piece for me. So it gets a solid 7. Just it's something I do think you should play. I do think you should experience it at least one time. And for $9.99, you get Rebel Assault 1 and 2 on Steam. That's not bad at all. That's worth it for a good fun weekend of Star Wars games.
100%. I think 7's fair.
Yeah.
Like you said, this is purely like a nostalgia trip.
Yeah.
So I think that's a respectable grade.
Complete rose-colored glasses when it comes to this game. People will probably play it and be like, "What are you talking about? This thing is garbage." But you got to remember, like, this is what we had imagine when you play Rebel Assault, just imagine you going from Super Nintendo to that. That was my jump from right there. It was a whole different world to go from the Super Nintendo to PC gaming, CD-ROM PC gaming. It was like just mind-blowing at the time. But you look back on it and you're like, ugh, that was a little ugly.
But back then, it's like, we will never get better than this.
Yeah, but we did. Of course we did.
Yeah.
But that's going to bring us to the end of this episode. Derek, what are you doing next week?
So, per request of Nick W., I will be revisiting one of my favorite games for the N64 and one of my favorite rare games of all time, Conker's Bad Fur Day. And I have not played this game in years, so I'm really looking forward to diving back into it.
And also, after that, I didn't talk to you about this before the show, but what do you think about Brandon Rutledge had our good friend Brandon Rutledge on Discord had an idea for a top 5 list not too long ago for top 5 games you most regret buying.
I love it.
I like that. So we'll do Conker's Bad Fur Day next week, and then after the week after, we're going to do top 5 most regretful games is what we'll do.
And Conker's Bad Fur Day will not be on my list.
I have 3 that immediately come to mind when I think of the most regretful games I've ever bought.
Yeah, there's a couple that it's going to be tough to decide, though. Yeah, especially number 1.
I already know what my number 1's going to be, so we'll talk about that in 2 weeks.
Sweet.
But yeah, I think that's going to bring us to the end of this episode. Is there anything else, Derek, before we start walking out the door here?
I don't think so. Just if you want to give me a follow on Threads and Instagram, you could find me at Derek D. Diamond.
Awesome. If you want to follow me over on Threads, pretty much follow me at JFunktastic everywhere. YouTube, Threads, Instagram. I don't really do Facebook very often. I don't do Twitter anymore. I haven't stepped foot in Twitter in like 2 years, so you'll never find me there. You'll find me on Threads if you want to talk to me, and also the Discord, everybody. But let me go ahead and play. Let me turn this down first before I blow our ears out. Let me play this, and we'll email us at nerdcaveretro@gmail.com. Leave us a voice message at voicecast.app/NCR. You don't have to sign up for anything. You just go there, leave a message, we'll play it on the show, and that's it. nerdcaveretro.com, that's our link tree. That'll take you everywhere you need to go to all our social media, the Patreon, the voicemail, and of course the merch shop, which is ncrmerch.com. We got all kind of designs for t-shirts, hats, stickers, magnets, bags, mugs, whatever your nerdy heart desires. And look, I get it. Times are tough right now. We're tariff-free here at the Nerd Cave Retro, but I understand if you don't have much money right now. You know it's free, leaving us a review and a 5-star rating on all the podcasting platforms. Derek, please tell them what it's all about.
Leroy Jenkins.
You knew I was going to play it.
Oh my God, he just ran in.
I just wanted some chicken.
I love it.
Yeah, Chuck says, I don't regret games, just a lack of time to play all the ones I own. Kind of the same. I have such an insane backlog of games I haven't even gotten to yet. It's crazy. But
Same.
I do have some games that I completely regret buying, so I'm excited to talk about those. And also for the Patreon, we're going to be doing I think we're going to try to do the D&D campaign for this month. So if you're a patron, we're going to get that extra episode out for you guys really soon. And as soon as we can, we just got to get coordinated. There's 4 of us. We're all adults with stuff to do, so it's hard to get coordinated to do these sorts of things. But if we can't do the D&D, we'll figure something out. And so, yeah. And I guess we're going to go ahead and get out of here. What do you say, Derek?
I think so.
Let me play our little outro thing here. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. We'll see you next week. Same bat time, same